everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Before we dive into today's video, I just wanted to take a moment to thank those of you who watched and commented on my video. I think it was about 2 weeks ago at the time of posting this about NaNoWriMo and their policy regarding the use of AI. I am blown away by the level of respect and understanding around that conversation because I know it's a touchy subject for some. I have truly enjoyed reading your opinions, your comments, and I am doing my best to respond to as many as I can. For today's video, we are going to talk about how to successfully launch a book, where I will be taking you behind the scenes of the self-publishing process. I'd like to thank Scrintal for sponsoring today's video, as their platform is not only one that I've used in the past to brainstorm and storyboard my stories, but also to plan out my book launches and keep all of the information in one easy to access place. Scrintal really is your one-stop shop for writers when it comes to brainstorming your book ideas, organizing those book ideas. Essentially, it is like a visual notebook, and that's because it uses visual note-taking to capture your creative ideas using a canvas, boards, and cards, visually link your related ideas to structure your thoughts, as well as reuse those ideas over and over. So let's go ahead and get into how I plan my book launches with Scrintal. Now, there are 12 things that I do before every book release. Timeline-wise, these 12 things come after the book has been written and has gone through multiple rounds of edits, developmental, structural, line editing, etc. And while I could just write these down and tick them off as I go, Scrintal allows me to put them into buckets and draw connections between the ones that can be done simultaneously. There are so many different systems to use when you are self-publishing a book, so what Scrintal allows me to do is keep all of those system details in one place. Because, for example, when I'm requesting a control number for my book from the Library of Congress, that's something I only do once a year. With that said, it can be real easy to forget a step in that process, but not with Scrintal because I can have it documented and linked. So I'm going to switch over to a screen recording and do a voiceover there where I can show you how I'm using Scrintal to go through each of these 12 steps. I do want to point out that when I first recorded this introduction to the video, it was 12 steps. Since then, it has broken apart into many more steps, as you will soon see. When I first load Scrintal, it takes me to my desk, which is, in a sense, the landing page for Scrintal. So if we go over to my boards, you will see that I have a lot of boards here because I have done a collaboration with Scrintal before, but this is the one we're going to focus on, the book launch timeline. So if we click on this, it takes me to a page that has a whole bunch of different to-dos for each different section of my book launch. So what I really like about Scrintal is I can organize everything that I need to do and then link the things that can be done simultaneously or that need to be done first. So it's kind of like a flow chart. And I'm a very visual person, so this is really helpful for me when I am figuring out exactly what I need to do to get my book ready to be released into the world. So let's start with the exterior to do. And right here I have week 24. So you could just put a date, but I just put, this is week 24 of the year that this needs to be done by, or that I need to at least start doing it. You can really choose your deadlines however you like, however it works with your book launch. So I have exterior to do and interior to do. And as you can see by the arrow, both of these can be done simultaneously. So it's not like I need to finish the exterior before I can get into the interior. I can be doing these in tandem, working on them at the same time. So if we click into the exterior to do, here are the things on my list: send feedback on the book cover, finalize the cover design, write and send the back cover blurb to my cover designer, submit hardcover jacket details. This is the prose for the interior flaps, author bio, photo, my publishing logo, pay the invoice, and then download all files and save to an external hard drive. So that's my exterior to do for the book. If we go into the interior, we have purchase and assign ISBN to book, request an LCCN from the Library of Congress. That's a Library of Congress control number. Add both of those, the LCCN and the ISBN, to the copyright page. Finish implementing copy edits. Ensure header and footer are correct, alignment, page numbers, etc. Finalize the interior formatting. And so once I've done everything, I've checked everything off on the exterior and the interior, then I can move to ordering a proof copy, which is an actual physical copy of the book. So I order my proofs through KDP. So what you need to do is upload your manuscript to KDP, upload your cover to KDP. This is why it's important to have both the manuscript polished and ready to go, as well as your cover paid for, downloaded, all of that. Do a digital flip through on the KDP website to make sure that there's no like miscellaneous pages that need to be deleted, and then submit the proof request. And I don't have this one checked, but I can check it here because next would be to proofread within a 2-week period. So again, it just depends on when your book is launching and how quickly you want to do the proofread, but I can go ahead and mark this one off because I have finished my proofread. So once I have my proof copy, then I have my metadata to do, my social media to do, and my printer formatting to do. And again, these can all be done in tandem. So under metadata, we have add book to Goodreads or update title if it already exists, research categories for Amazon listing, list book for pre-order on Amazon, list book for pre-order on website. So that's the metadata to do. Moving into the social media to do, take photos, create mock-ups for Instagram posts, create TikTok and IG Reel schedule, film the TikToks and Reels, draft the release day newsletter, and film a release day vlog. Your social media schedule may look a bit different than mine. Of course, if you're not on YouTube, then you probably wouldn't be filming a release day vlog unless you're wanting to do a short one for TikTok, or maybe if you're only on Instagram, then you're just going to focus on Instagram posts, right? And then under printer formatting to do, we have finalize formatting for paperbacks. This is KDP and Ingram Spark. Finalize the formatting for hardback on Ingram Spark. Finalize the formatting for ebook, which is on KDP. And I always have to remember to change my scene break icon to the 3 asterisks because the little symbol that I have doesn't show up on the KDP reader, like on Kindle. So I have to make sure I go into the formatting for my ebook and change any scene breaks to those 3 little stars. And then I have upload manuscript to KDP for paperback and ebook, upload manuscript to Ingram Spark for paperback and hardback. And then once all of those are completed, then we can move on to the release day to do. So on release day, actually the day before release day, I hit publish on KDP around 12 p.m. the day prior. And that's just because it takes Amazon and the people behind the scenes a little bit longer nowadays to actually approve your book. So I used to do this around 8 or 9 o'clock at night. I would go into KDP and publish my book. Come to find out, then it wasn't published until not even the next day on the release day, but the day after, where I was having to work with a support team to change the release date to what I wanted it to be. So anyways, I do 24 hours prior and I do it around noon, but honestly, I'm probably going to do it even earlier, around maybe like 10 a.m. just to be certain that it goes up the next day. And then same thing with Ingram Spark, hit publish on Ingram Spark for both the paperback and hardback 24 hours prior, post release day vlog on YouTube, send release day newsletter, post about release day to socials, so on Instagram and TikTok, order my author copies for signed copies, and then organize the shipping schedule for my pre-orders. So of course, while I love the visual layout that Scrintal provides, so I can really see exactly what I need to do and when, I also really like the fact that I can link the different processes for each system, because as you can see, there's a lot of things going on here. We have Bowker for the ISBN, we have the Library of Congress for the LCCN, we have formatting for Ingram Spark and formatting for KDP and ebook. Like there's so many different things going on, right? And so when you only publish one book a year, you know, a year is a long time to go by to really remember the details of each and every single process. So what I really like about Scrintal is that I can link directions to the process into these cards that I have here. So for instance, I can link under request an LCCN from Library of Congress. I can actually link that process in Scrintal. So I can just click on it and it'll take me to a separate card that has the link to the website and my username and password and what exactly I need to do, what information I need to fill out on the form in order to get that LCCN in time. So that is how I use Scrintal to organize my book launch timeline. It's been quite a while since I have straightened my hair, and pregnancy has done wonders because it is so long at this point. I don't know if you can see. As the release date for Arcane Haven nears, like next week, and then Midnight Rain the following month in October, I am just all up in my feels because I started this YouTube channel in 2015 with the Alpha Drive series. I should mention that. But the concept for the Shadow Crown series came to me in 2017, so I was still relatively new to YouTube at that point. And I don't know, to sit here however many odd years later and have a completed series, given all of the change in my life, the upheaval, all the stuff that I went through back in 2019, it's just, I don't know. Is it weird to say that I'm proud of myself that I kept going and I pushed through and I completed a 6-book dark fantasy series? Because yeah, I'm proud of myself. And especially with these last 2 having come out while pregnant and just while going through such a huge change in my life, going from living by myself, being single, to being in a wonderful, very large family. That is no easy feat to do that. And before this little one comes in January, it's just crazy that this series is complete. I'm having a hard time really fully processing that and registering it. This has taken up such a large chunk of my life, and at the same time it feels like I just dreamt up this world and these characters and the plot as if it were yesterday. It still feels so new to me. I'm going to miss these characters greatly. I'm going to miss this world greatly. It's going to be weird not writing from Arden's point of view or from any of the characters' points of view. I have other book projects that are, of course, in the wings waiting to be written, but including another fantasy project, but I just feel like nothing's going to compare to my very first 6-book fantasy series, if that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't, I don't know. But anyways, I'm so proud of it and proud of where I've been, what I've been through, how I've overcome it. I feel like I've shown myself a lot of grace through the process, and I just wanted to say something about success because I think about this a lot in how we as individuals get to choose how we define success. And some people might define it, you know, as an author having sold millions of books and hitting the New York Times bestsellers list multiple times or even just once. And maybe as a self-published author, maybe hitting, you know, going viral on Book Talk, or I don't know, whatever it is, right? I feel like we all have our standards and our measurements in our mind for what success looks like for us as an author. And I feel like I used to be so wrapped up in the, I don't want to say in the fame of it, but just like just wanting my book to be read by so many people. And then it started to be read by quite a few people. And then there were a lot of people who didn't like it or found flaws with it and whatnot. And so it's just such a double-edged sword, right? And I've realized you cannot base success, your success and what that means to you, on the external, because it'll never be validated. You have to validate yourself. Your success and that validation of success can only come from you as the creative, as the author, as the writer. So I know that this series will find the people it is meant to find whenever it is meant to find them and however that looks. But for me, this is what success looks like to me. Sitting here holding a completed series, that's it. This is my success. And I am so proud that I am leaving this legacy behind, as well as my other books, for my kiddos and the two real little ones, one who's not even born yet, both of my daughters, to read one day. I think that that's really cool to be able to say that. So yeah, I just wanted to share that about success, because I think it's so easy to compare yourself and where you're at in your journey as a creative, as an author, with everything that you're seeing online. And so much of it isn't even real. Everyone has their struggles. Everyone has things they're going through. And I often think about this, if the big name authors that we see out there, I do wonder this all the time. Do they feel like a success? Because the numbers and the going viral and all of that, it's all fleeting. I had an Instagram reel that went viral. 1 million views, over 1 million people saw that. Tons of really supportive comments and a whole bunch of likes. Did my life change drastically? No. Did I sell millions of copies? Did every single person who viewed that reel, did they buy a book? No. Did my sales shoot up a little bit? Yeah, but it was nothing monumental. And I think we just need to remind ourselves of that, because we only get to see, especially online on social media, we only get to see a very, very small portion of what's actually going on. And you're seeing what the creator wants you to see. It is curated. It's not necessarily real. So wherever you are at in your journey, be proud of it and own it. Honor whatever season you're in. That's my advice. That is my advice to creatives. If anyone was asking for it, I don't know. But that's just, I feel like in doing that, you will be fulfilled in your own way. You'll be satisfied. You will feel validated, because you're the one doing the validating. And as a creative, as a writer especially, that is so important. I can't even begin to tell you. Hey, what are you doing in our laundry basket? Oh, wow. You stuck? Oh, jeez. Okay. Still got stuffy nose? Ivy. I'm talking to you. Ivy. Hi. So that is going to conclude today's video on how I successfully launched my books. Again, a huge thank you to Scrintal for partnering with me on today's video. Because Scrintal is nearing a significant launch of their own and a forthcoming price increase, now is a great time to lock in their current pricing for life, especially since their lifetime plan is ending soon. I suggest grabbing that before it's removed and gone for good. I'll make sure to leave the link to Scrintal in the description box below. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!